that they exhibited last night were pettiness. What do we say, Big Perk? We stay petty?
We got to stay petty so you don't have to get petty.
I like it. And that's exactly what the feeling was last night. In fact, I take you back to March. There was a game in which the Grizzlies beat Golden State by 28 points. None of the Warriors' big three played. Memphis's young star, Jaren Jackson Jr., tweeted, "Strength in numbers" after that game. You think Klay Thompson didn't notice? Listen to this.
Strength in numbers is alive and well. I can't wait. There was this one player on the Grizzlies who tweeted strength in numbers after they beat us in the regular season, and it pissed me off so much. I can't wait to retweet that thing. Freaking bum. I had to watch that. I'm just like, this freaking clown. Okay. Sorry. That memory just popped up. You're going to mock us? Like, you ain't ever been there before, bro. We been there. We know what it takes. So to be here again, hold that.
All right, so Klay not holding back. And unfortunately, Big Perk, you too got a little bit of the shrapnel last night. Steph Curry also had receipts referencing this clip from First Take last summer.
I hate to say this right now, but to be honest with you, I don't see the Golden State Warriors bringing home another championship.
Y'all gonna sit on First Take. You and Dominique Foxworth are going to sit on First Take and say that Steph Curry will not be in the conversation for a championship in the next 4 years.
Clearly remember some experts and talking heads putting up the big zero of how many championships we would have going forward because of everything that we went through. So,
my goodness, they noticed this stuff. I mean, Big Perk, what?
Well, one, I appreciate them watching. That's the first thing. I appreciate them watching. That's the one thing. But listen, it's okay. And guess what? You have to accept it. But players use this as motivation. And I told you, look, when I was with the 2008 Celtics and we won it in 08, Rasheed Wallace, before the season, he said, y'all already crowning these guys. They don't have a point guard or a center. As soon as we won it, that's the first thing I thought about. And it's okay. Look, Jaren Jackson Jr., you're going to have to eat that. It's okay. But you should use it as motivation to try to get you some hardware in the future. Like Trae Young did. Trae Young tweeted out and said, now I want to go out there and win a championship. That's what it should do, motivated. But as far as them being petty, I'm all for it because I be petty too.
Listen, I'm with you, Big Perk, because I hit one of these on the championship window being closed, and here we are. But I'm going to own that too. This is part of why we love the NBA, right? Like, there's this personalities, there's personas, there's trash talk. NBA Twitter is one of the most undefeated places in general. So this is great to me. I think this, and this is also this era of athlete. Funny story, before our Game 4 interview or Game 5 interview with Steph, he asked me, he was like, where were you in Boston? Because he saw the live shots from Get Up in the morning. And I was like, oh, we were on, like, I had to think about what we were talking about that day. So they are absolutely watching all the time.
It's just remarkable. And I think it's also, not only is it fun, but it's also a really interesting insight into the mindset, the psychology that it takes. Because it's easy for me sitting here, not ever having been a world-class athlete, obviously, to say, you're Steph Curry, for crying out loud. Why would it bother you so much that someone is predicting, you're not, whether it's you, someone that matters, or me, someone who's just offering an opinion. It's just an opinion. I didn't think they were going to win. They did. Good for you. You proved us wrong. But the fact that it matters that much, it just goes to show you what burns inside that.
It do, Greeny. And then guess what? When you have accomplished so much in your career, like Steph Curry, like Draymond Green, and won 3 championships, you got to find more motivation to go out there and prove people wrong. And whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's Monica, if they're going to use us as motivation, well, hell, have at it. Because guess what? He's making me famous.
Well, look, Dominique Foxworth.
Engagement.
Our buddy Neek was also in that clip, also holding up the little zero. And so he noticed, and he responded this morning on Twitter as well. He said, looks like I'm going to be in episode 4 of the Steph Curry career retrospective, Doc. Congrats to Steph. Look, we all give our opinion. That's what we do for a living. We do it in real time. Sometimes we're right. Sometimes we're wrong. It's their job to go out there and accomplish what they accomplished, and they did. To me, the most meaningful petty in all this is Manny Petty, but that's just me one way or the other. Anyway, the point...
Dad joke. Happy Father's Day this weekend.
It does come back... It was that bad. The larger point, however, that should be made is this. Some of the questions that were being asked, I don't think it was criticism, some of the questions that were being asked were completely legitimate in the time, in the moment they were being asked. They answered them. last night. That's the point. Steph, can he do this? It wasn't a known because he hadn't. Now he did it.
I'm with you, Greeny, because look, they won the first title. Then they blew it. They were 73-9, blew a 3-1 lead to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Had to go recruit Kevin Durant to win up their other 2 titles. Yeah, it was question marks there, and rightfully so. It was warranted. And so they answered those questions. Like you said, look, my facts change, my opinions change based on facts.
Right.
That's how I live.
Do your facts change, though, too, Perk? Listen, I
The
thought
facts
those questions
changed.
were overblown.
He may have inadvertently said the right thing. The facts changed. Steph had never done X, Y, and Z. Now he has.
I thought those questions personally were a little bit overblown. The Finals MVP definitely cements Steph's legacy, but when we talk about game changers, with or without that trophy, Steph is in that category.
No, but we weren't talking about game changers,
What we talking
Monica. We was talking about him cracking the top 10 all-time list. And in order to crack that list and to move people out of
need
there,
that hardware.
you got to have the Finals MVP.
Not only that, I think it is completely legitimate to say that little hiccup of time, the perfect storm in NBA collective bargaining that allowed Kevin Durant to join a 73-win team that completely turned the NBA upside down for a short period of time, and as we said at the time, was a terrible thing for the league, and it was just an unavoidable thing. Those titles don't feel the same. This one feels different for Steph. This one is his. The great ones need a championship that's theirs. This one is his, no ifs, ands, or buts.
There's no arguing that. He said it himself. This one hits different, and I don't think we see that emotion if this one does not feel different. I just think in an era where we see hired mercenaries moving all around the league, Steph has been true blue, gold-blooded to the Warriors, and I don't know that he got enough credit for staying there and inviting people. It's not his fault if KD wanted to come play with him.
They recruited him. Now let's not act like
He
they
didn't move. All I'm saying is
let's
he
not
didn't
act like they didn't take a meeting down there. I believe it was.
I mean, who
it was
wouldn't?
in the Hamptons. It was in the Hamptons. I mean, okay,
Who
so
wouldn't?
but I'm just saying.
Okay, all right.